Coming up on Unwritten.
It's like I was raised to fit into a box that I didn't fit into. It was like I was so happy, so happy. And for a woman who struggled so long with mental health and taking things so seriously and not feeling good enough, like to have a full day of pure bliss and laughter was incredible. And it showed me, like, you don't have to go on a psilocybin journey to be happy. Like, you can be happy in your life. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to laugh.
So you consider yourself a spiritual goddess. What is that?
It's just language. Oh, I know. I guess that's on the bio. So yeah. I'm a Reiki Master teacher and sound bowl practitioner, and I guide meditations and introspections and things like that. So I take a very Western concept of addiction and recovery and I pair it with holistic approaches.
Yeah. I never understood what Reiki is. What is Reiki?
Reiki is a transfer of energy healing. So in terms of your body is made up of energy, and it can like flow of like a dam, like flow of water. It can get stuck and stagnant. And so Reiki is a technique to help clear and move the energy. So the idea is if your energy is flowing, then you're at like optimal operating capacity. And if it's stuck or stagnant, you're experiencing blockages. You could feel less than, you can start to have some mental disruptions or physical pains. So Reiki is just the idea of getting energy back into a nice flow state. And it does it by promoting really deep relaxation within the body.
Does that have anything to do with like chakra? Because like I think of like when you said the flow, like the first thing that appeared in my mind was like those chakra charts where it's like like different energies like flowing.
Yep, exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, so Reiki works with the chakras. They're not, you can just do Reiki and not think about the chakras. But, you know, we have the main 7 chakras of the energy body, which are the ones you usually see on a chart. And the idea is to like circulate the energy through all of them, because you can get blocks. Like, for instance, you have a heart chakra, so you can get blocked right here, and then the energy is not flowing well upward or downward. It's like a bridge or block. So yeah, so you know what the chakras are.
Did you hear of the pineal gland? Like how that's like our third eye?
Right here. Yeah.
And in some animals, it actually looks like an eye. Like if they like dissect it and like pull it out or whatever, it actually is like the shape of an eye, and even has like it looks like a cornea, basically.
It's fascinating. It's like the pineal gland and the pituitary gland and the vagus nerve are these teeny tiny little things that just can wreak havoc on the body if they're not in a healthy state.
Well, any type of like gland or hormone producer, like people don't realize how like important they are. Like the thyroid gland is in charge of like so many different aspects of your health.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I want to know, who is Lauren Fay, like deep down, and what led you to even like start doing this and doing what you do to help people?
It's a great lead-in question. The reason why I do what I do today is from my own personal story. And so Lauren Fay, deep down, is a very intuitive, empathic, highly sensitive woman who didn't understand how to navigate the world based on how she would show up authentically compared to how she was conditioned to show up. And in that confusion, I turned to substances. And it did start with alcohol, which I thought was a normal relationship. You know, we live
Mm-hmm.
in a society highly saturated with alcohol. So I was a high school kid that liked to party on the side, but so did my peers. And then I went to college and I liked to party, but so did my peers. And so it all kind of felt normal. And then I exchanged alcohol for eating disorders for a few years. And then I picked alcohol back up, and I went to a really dark place rather quickly. And so something that I say often is, you know, I wasn't physically dependent on alcohol. I didn't have I didn't have to drink it to function through my day, and I didn't have to go through a medical detox to stop drinking it. But I was emotionally, mentally, spiritually dependent on it. And
Mm.
so the alcohol itself wasn't taking me down per se, but it exasperated my mental health, and my mental health is what was taking me down. And that was all happening because I truly just didn't know who I was. I didn't really give myself permission to find out who I was and how I would show up in this world if I stopped following all the rules and the should be's and just lived true to myself. And there's only so long that you can go trying to be someone you're not before you finally crack. And I cracked. So my relationship with alcohol became very big in my life. And then ultimately, it got to the point where I actually didn't even want to be alive anymore. And it was just it was such a conundrum because I didn't actually not want to be alive. I just didn't know how to be alive in the way I wanted to give myself permission to be alive. I was just like one big walking ball of confusion, and I helped numb that with alcohol. So, why I do what I do today is because I went through a really confusing, dark period of my life for many years. I mean, we're talking like over a decade. And then I got through it to the other side. And I just feel it's my responsibility, but also my sole purpose to help other people as well. And to not necessarily be their teacher or be their coach, but at least be inspiration to other people and to at least show others what is possible for them. Because sometimes, even though we maybe know what we need to do, we just need that like little bump of permission to go do the thing. And so I consider myself to be like, can I be someone's permission slip, or can I be someone's possibility portal? And then they go and they're like, okay, I can do that too. So we can dive deeper into any of that, but that's kind of the general answer as to who am I today. I'm a very like confident,
Do you feel
happy.
content?
What's
Do
that?
you, do you feel content? Like,
I feel content and peaceful. Like I finally feel like I know who I am and I like who I am. And I still have hard days, and I still have, thoughts that come through that disrupt me from my peace. I'm not a walking Buddha by any means. I'm still human, very much so. But I am nowhere in no way like who I was while drinking alcohol. So
hmm,
um, yeah, today I can genuinely say like I am a peaceful, happy, relaxed woman who is grateful every single day to be alive, especially because, like I said, there was a point where I just thought, oh, well, maybe it would be easier to just not be here anymore.
was that like your rock bottom?
Yeah, I would consider that my rock bottom. Again, it was like a mental health rock bottom, um, where it was life or death. Do I stay? Do I go?
Why do you think you were so confused? Like, I know when we're young, I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm, I don't, I don't think I'm that young anymore. Uh, but I know, like, in my 20, like 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll be 30 in September,
Okay.
and I just know I'm so different than my 19-year-old self or even my 20-year-old self, and it's like, man, I've learned so much. Uh, I didn't even know who I was. Like I knew like a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you kind of know who you were because of like how you were raised and your values, but then you like go through this rebel phase of like trying to figure out who you are.
Mhm.
And sometimes that lasts longer for some people. And for me, I started to discover who I was like in uh like 25, so like
Mhm.
a couple years ago. And it was triggered by my ex cheating on me,
Mhm.
and I was like contemplating relationships and just uh like my values and my like what to tolerate, just like relationship stuff. And then
Mhm.
it forced me to like look within myself and like how to navigate that.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, what do you think made you so confused about finding yourself growing up?
You know, at the end of the day, we are raised like we come into this world one way, and then our survival is dependent on the people around us and our external environment. And so we are a product of our conditioning. And that doesn't, that's casting no blame. That's not saying anyone did anything wrong. Um, I, from like a outsider's perspective, I had a perfect upbringing and perfect parents and a perfect family life. But what was off about it was my authentic expression of who I am, like how I really showed up in the world, wasn't understood by my parent, by the people raising me. All good. Again, no blame. And so it's like I was raised to fit into a box that I didn't fit into. And so then I'm just like constantly pressed up against the corners and the sides and the edges, wanting to bust free, you know? And so as a little girl, I was very inquisitive. I was very sensitive, very in tune to everything around me. I would take things slow and just take everything in. And I always wanted to go explore and be gone and like go play. And so I didn't like rules and I didn't like structure. And I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't like a
Responsibility.
troublemaker.
You didn't
Yeah,
like responsibility.
I just wanted to go be free. And again, I
Yeah.
wasn't a troublemaker. I wasn't like a bad kid. I was a social butterfly. I was friends with everyone. I was friends with the loner at the in school. The one that no one talked to. I was their friend, and I was friends
uh
with the cool girls and the mean girl. I was friends with everyone. Um, I the joke in my family is like, I could talk to a toaster. Like I could literally have conversation with anyone. And so I just always wanted to go
You
be
talk to your
free.
pets a lot, don't
I
you?
am a pet person
You talk to
and
them
I
a lot, huh?
absolutely talk to them. I've always been very connected with animals, very connected with animals, like traumatized if I saw an animal suffering. So very
Mm.
sensitive kid.
Are you vegan?
I'm not vegan, actually. I know I was vegan for a little while, but my body did not like it. So there's a relationship that you establish with
Yeah.
gratitude, like circle of life. Thank you providing me food and
Yeah.
nutrition and all of that jam. That's my language. But long story short, I just feel like I probably wasn't understood as a little girl. And so, for
Mm.
instance, everyone's just funneled into one school system, or everyone's just funneled into one
Yeah.
activity or into one rural box. And I have an older sister, very different, but we were raised exactly the same.
Mm.
So it's like we probably should have been raised differently. And so that kind of just led to this confusion of feeling one way, but being told that's not correct, or you're wrong, or you shouldn't feel that way, or you need to act this way, or don't do that thing. And then you just kind of start to get confused and like not trust yourself. Like, if this is how I feel, but I'm being told it's not right, then
Is
do
there
I not
anything
trust
like
myself?
specifically that you
I
can
mean,
think
these
of?
are obviously very generalized concepts, but one specific story that stands out is like I'm a writer, I'm a speaker. I used to put on acting shows as a little girl. So I was always very in the communications field, and I very much
Mm.
struggled with mathematics, and
Yeah.
my brain just didn't fire that way. Now I'm a smart girl,
Same
but my
here.
yeah, like my brain just
Yeah.
wouldn't
I don't like
fire.
math.
I know. I don't either. That's why I have an accountant. And and it would just frustrate like frustrate my dad so much because he's an engineer. So he
Engineering
understood math.
brains work so
Yeah,
differently.
so differently. And neither is wrong. Both are
Yeah.
fantastic. Everyone has their zone of
It's just
genius.
about understanding each other.
Yeah. Like if I was encouraged to stay in my lane of zone of genius and like they stay in their lane of zone of genius, then everything
Like
operates smoothly.
play to your strengths more. So
Exactly. And there's actually, that's a really great like business coaching philosophy is why do we put so much effort into trying to build up our weaknesses when we could
weaknesses,
put
yeah.
so much effort into just building our strengths? Like come into
And
this
your
world.
strengths are usually something like you enjoy too,
Yeah.
because
And
like
then
it's
you're
like you
happy.
know you're good at it,
Uh-huh.
so you're more confident in doing it. And then if you're humble enough to keep learning more about it, even though you're strong in it,
Yeah.
you could just become a master.
Exactly. Exactly. And then you're not wasting all of your energy trying to be a master of all. You just become a master of some and the world operates smoothly because the world has a large variety of different masters at different things and we need all the different parts and pieces. Can
Yeah.
you imagine if everyone was exactly the same and if everyone had the same strengths? Like that would be wackadoodle. Like the world would implode.
Wackadoodle. That'd be whack-a-mole.
Yeah. So that's kind of the generalized. It was just again, I was raised in a military family. So you have a military
Uh,
family trying to raise like a little gypsy. And like military and gypsy, like, they're not buddies. Like, they don't hang out. So I just kind of always felt misunderstood and like I was in trouble and I was disappointing people and I was letting people down. I wasn't living up to expectations. I mean, you name it. I just was like, here I am thriving. I'm a brilliant kid. And yet I just was always kind of feeling like a disappointment. And that's just a really kind
mm,
of crappy way to believe about yourself.
yeah,
And no
it's
one
like
will
no,
tell
you
you
should
that.
do like no, do this. Like
Yeah.
don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, and
Yeah,
that's the
I
thing about like little kids is it's not
mm,
necessarily that you're being told these things, but it's what you believe. Like it's the meaning that you're
mhm.
associating to the environment that you're in. So, my parents were not saying you're a disappointment. Like they have never told me that. Even in my drinking years, they
But
were
you
never,
felt like
but
that.
I felt like it. And
Mhm.
that's what matters because how you feel dictates the actions you take in the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know when I feel depressed, I don't feel like doing crap.
Hmm. Exactly. I know. Exactly. And then in that place, your mind is probably going and not having the
Like a
best thoughts.
circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a circle.
Hmm.
So how did you've been sober for 6 years?
Yeah. 6.5 years. Hmm.
Like just from alcohol or from every type of substance?
Well, yeah. So
You microdose?
that's an interesting so what are we considering substances, right? So
Yeah.
my problem was with alcohol and I also was doing cocaine.
Oh,
But
wow.
cocaine's a very small part of my story.
I've never
And
done that.
honestly, it's not something I would ever do again. It's like it was a part of my story and it was an
Yeah.
important part of my story because it exasperated all of my symptoms, right? Like it made everything feel worse really, really fast. And so it kind of forced me to make my decision to get sober. Um, and when I gave up alcohol, I just gave up. I'm like, I'm never going to do cocaine again. It's
That's the
totally
one
not.
drug I've never tried.
Yeah, I'm
I've
not
tried like
recommending
almost
anything.
everything
And see,
except
and I
not the hard
haven't.
stuff.
Yeah, I was
Um,
very scared of drugs. I wasn't scared of alcohol because it was so wildly accepted, but
yeah,
I
you
was
just go to the
very
corner
scared.
store.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that I even did it was like it shocked myself, shocked my family for sure. So I'm alcohol free. I've never smoked tobacco. It's not my thing. I don't smoke marijuana. It's not my thing. Um, so I don't have to worry about like any of those coming into the picture. I don't do hard drugs. But in my sobriety, I have done medicinal journeys. So I have done psilocybin journeys and I have done like a DMT journey. And all of those
Oh,
are
how was
very, very
that?
fascinating.
I wanna learn
Hilton.
about that.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's going
Yeah.
to have their own experience. And And I went in with a very specific intention and wanted to kind of do some rewiring in my brain. And I think that there's some incredible healing that can come from these things. But I also believe that people can get addicted to even medicinal journeys, and you just
Mm,
seek more and more and more, and you do it all the time, and you become dependent on it. And like you have to, and at some point, you have to learn how to just be with yourself and not always
yeah.
alter your state of being. So I
Mhm.
tread very lightly. I've done very few in 6.5 years. And so overall, I just say I'm sober because I don't alter myself in any way anymore, except through like breath work or taking cold plunges or,
Like
going in
purely
hot
natural,
saunas. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
purely self-derived,
Yeah. Exactly. Like
not
we can
something
literally
external.
change our brain with our breath. And I wish more people knew
Yeah,
that.
like I
Like,
remember seeing a Wim Hof interview.
yeah.
He was like, "You can get high by yourself."
You literally can like feel high as a kite from some really intentional rhythmic breathing, and you're just like flooding your brain with all this oxygen. And I mean, I have passed out from breath work before because I just went
Oh,
so hard.
I
Yeah.
cramped up really bad one time because I was taking a bath salt bath
Yeah.
and doing the breath work in the bath,
Oh boy.
and my hands
Oh
literally
yeah.
like I was trying to like open my like I was like trying to peel my hands open, and they
Yeah.
just kept closing. And I was freaking out. I was like, "Why is my hand?"
So that there's a word for it, and I'm not a certified breathwork practitioner. I cannot think of the word right now, but that's actually normal. And
Oh,
it
that's normal.
shows it's normal, and it actually shows that you're doing it
You're doing it right,
correctly.
right?
Yeah, like because it's very, I mean, the only person that can control your breath is you. So it's kind
Hmm.
of up to you on how far you take it or if you back off. And so when you get to that point of cramping and, visions and emotional releases, it's
Like
like,
the
good
spots and
job. Like
stuff.
you did it. You pushed
You
yourself to
start
that
seeing like
point.
sparkles and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I took
Totally.
this too far.
Totally. So that the long answer is like I consider myself sober because I don't do any substances. But if we're going to throw in plant medicines, then at the end of the day, I can just label myself alcohol free. Tobacco is not part of my story. Like I said, marijuana is not part of my story. So I specifically work with women who are changing their relationship to alcohol, and I don't talk about the other things.
How was I do just want to touch on the journeys that you've had.
Yeah.
How like what did you experience? What did you see? How did you feel?
Oh, well, they've all been very different. They're pretty intense. And I usually have a lot of clarity afterwards. One in specific dealt with, I was a C-section baby. So my mom had me via C-section, and I actually relived the experience. So
Mm.
I relived the whole
Coming
being
out,
pulled out, had
seeing the
all the
light,
lights, all the noise.
the light at the
And
end of the tunnel.
yeah, and actually being really, really upset because I wasn't ready. And I was a scheduled
Uh,
C-section, and I was actually scheduled before my due date. And so in my journey, I was really upset because I wasn't ready to come out yet. And I
uh,
had to process through that, like almost being born with resentment, you
no,
know?
that's crazy that you bring that up because something similar happened because I have twins,
Mm,
and the firstborn that came out, she was ready. She was like primed, head down, like
yeah,
ready to
take me.
like
Here I
ready to
am. I have arrived.
come down the slide like this
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
And Layla, the younger one, but she's bigger because they're fraternal.
Mhm.
Layla, she wanted to stay in. She was like way up here, like uh feet like just cuddled,
Under the ribs and
yeah,
yeah.
like under the boobs and ribs. And her feet were like, because I guess babies, they're like yin and yang when they're in the womb,
Mhm.
and she didn't want to come out, and she even tells me now, she's like, yeah, daddy, I didn't want to come out, I just wanted to sleep and eat.
Wow.
And they
Kids are so
forced,
intuitive.
yeah, and they forced her out.
Mhm.
It wasn't a C-section, but um they basically were like, oh yeah, she can't come out. I guess it's called like breech or something, or
Mhm. Do they
whenever
flip
it's like
through foot
feet.
first? Mhm.
Yeah, they had to literally like, I seen it too, like shove their
Mhm.
whole arm up there
Wow.
and turn her head and then like have her
Wow.
come
What an
out.
experience for the mother too, carrying the child. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, when you're pregnant, it's like all dilated and like opened up. Um,
Mhm.
and they gave her was it epidural?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah, the body keeps the score though. It's like even though we are numb, we
you
can't
feel
feel
it.
it. You feel
Yeah.
it energetically, and all of that gets stored in a cellular
Mm,
energetic level. So that's, going back to the Reiki conversation, that's the power of energy work to help clear those sort of experiences from the body. It's like getting surgery. You're numb, you're on anesthesia. So it's
but
almost like,
afterwards,
please hold, like you can't feel it, but your body knows what's going on,
yeah.
So
So
yeah.
that was your what, psilocybin?
That was a DMT journey. It's called Bufo. And I did that. I was in Mexico. So it was um, at a really beautiful grounds and land with an incredible, you know, healer, and everything it was just gorgeous. It was a great experience. Um, and for anyone that's listening, the most important part of any journey really is the integration. So you go through it, you're in it for a few hours, whatever it might be, but then it's like 10 days, a week, 2 weeks, a month, 4 months, like, you know, it takes time for like the full integration to really happen in your body, and
Like
for
the
you
story.
to, yeah, and to feel the shifts and to start making sense of things. And then I've done 2 of the heroes doses of psilocybin, and both of those, those are all day, and you're deep in it for many, many, many hours. And the first one was quite unpleasant, honestly. It was dark and
Did you
kind
have
of,
anxiety?
um, not during it. I kind of got a little anxious when it starts to wear off, and you're like, now you're
Uh,
dancing between being blasted away and coming back to, and you're in
being
that weird
yeah.
zone. But I got some incredible takeaways that I applied actually towards my business. And then the second one was so much fun. Like, I was like, I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in my life. And I still remember it. It was like, I was so happy. So, so, so happy. And for a woman who struggled so long with mental health and taking things so seriously and not feeling good enough, like to have a full day of pure bliss and
Mm,
laughter was incredible. And it showed me, like, you don't have to go on a psilocybin journey to be happy. Like, you can be happy in your life. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to laugh. And so it was kind of like, that was a great experience. Now, how can I apply it in my day-to-day life and just being alive? And so every day, I'm not happy every single day, right, as I wake up in the morning, but I can certainly choose to do things that bring me joy, and
yeah, like choose to like, it's like when you wake up, you can choose to take one step towards happiness or like one step towards like not happiness.
yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
think
Everything's a choice.
gratitude helps with that. I think
Mhm.
like the biggest thing for me with like fighting depression and anxiety and sadness and stuff is gratitude.
Mhm. I concur. So, real time story. Just this morning, I was conversing with the women. I have a women coaching group,
Mm,
and that I lead, and I was just full transparency. Hey, I practice what I preach. Like if I'm telling you to do a gratitude journal or a brag book or a
Mm,
courage journal, like I do it too, and I'm only sharing these tools with you because
they
they
work
work.
for you. Yeah.
And so this morning, I woke up kind of crunchy this morning. Like
You said
I,
crunchy.
yeah, I just kind of woke up feeling like, something was a little off. I didn't really
Like a
know what it
potato
was.
chip.
Yeah. A little salty, a little salty. And
Salt
I
and
was I
vinegar.
was doing my tools. I was like, jumping on my rebounder and just listening to good music. And I was like using my tools, but it wasn't really working. So I pulled out my gratitude journal. And I wanted to shift the way I was feeling by diving into gratitude, but it wasn't working.
Mm,
And what I discovered was I was trying to bypass what I was feeling by going straight into
mm.
gratitude.
Instead of just feeling it and letting
Yet
it process.
But first, I had to let it process. So instead, I ended up just writing what I was feeling. And once I moved that out of me, then I had space
Well,
for
that helps
gratitude.
too.
Yeah.
Sometimes that helps too. Just like it helps you process it.
Yep.
Like just writing anything, just writing your
Yeah.
thoughts.
Just free
Yeah.
writing. So I
Yeah.
was just telling the women, like, hey, I know that we say like gratitude, 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 but sometimes there's this concept of spiritually bypassing where it's like,
Mm,
what you need to do. And so you go do it, but it doesn't actually like change anything. It's almost
yeah.
just covering it up.
Mhm.
And so first I had to move the way I was feeling out of me. And then I put the gratitude in and I was like, cool, time to take on my day.
Yeah, I remember when I first started meditating, like around when I was like 25,
hmm
I was like, am I addicted to meditating? Because it's like,
Well, if you're going to be addicted to something.
because I was doing it every day. I would do
Uh-huh.
it like as soon as I woke up and then like before bed. Um,
Yeah.
and I was like, is this too much?
Well,
I don't
and
think
that's
it
the
is.
thing. It's like, what are your intentions, right? Because
Yeah.
I used to meditate a lot more than I do now. I have different forms of meditation that I do, but I found myself using meditation as a way to like cop out of the thing that I needed to do.
Mm,
Like, I'm just going to go meditate real quick, or I don't want to deal with that. I'm going to go meditate.
mm.
And so it kind of just like look at your intention behind it. Are you stalling something? Are you avoiding something?
Procrastinating.
Are you procrastinating? Or are you truly sitting down to recenter and to tune in and to clear energy and to get balance and all of those things, which are super, super important? Meditation is a fantastic tool for that. So you just get to look at your
Yeah.
intentions and
Those
get
are the
really
best
honest.
ones. Those are the best ones where you like literally don't think of anything. And
Yeah.
it's just like, well, here I
You're
am
just in
on
bliss,
planet
right?
Earth.
Like here, I teach yin yoga, which is a very
What
passive
is that?
meditative. Yin yoga is deep, long stretches for extended holds. So it's not a power dynamic yoga. It's very, very passive. And the idea is to drop out of your mind and into your body and just follow your breath. And the next thing you know, it's like 90 minutes has passed. And so
Uh,
it's incredible when we do
I might
get
try
that
that.
stillness in our mind and we're not so busy thinking all the time, how blissful it can be and how quickly time can
Yeah. And it's like
go.
clearing too. Like there's some,
hmm
like you feel like clearer afterwards.
hmm
I used
Yeah.
to do hot yoga,
Yeah. Great.
like where you're just
Great
like,
detox.
just drenched. Like
Yeah.
you can like like wring out your
Literally.
shirt afterwards.
Sweating is so good for the body. So that's not a bad practice to have.
So what like made you finally, or how did you finally like start taking that path towards sobriety?
Well, so before I stopped the substances, I
Mm,
was still active. I was very active in a spiritual practice. And so I found Reiki and mindfulness and, free writing and like teachers like Wayne Dyer and Marianne Williamson and Debbie
I
Ford,
love
Gabrielle
Wayne Dye.
Bernstein. Oh, isn't phenomenal? I found all of them before I got sober. And so I would be at home, like practicing a new spiritual way of being, but then I would drink alcohol and like
Uh,
would kind of like undo everything, right? Like I would just wallow in self pity and self loathing and victimhood and all resentment and
but it
all the
was
things.
like a small bug that was getting in there though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as soon as I took the substances out, it was like, it just clicked. I consider my sobriety, I like to call it a spontaneous, miraculous sobriety. Like it was literally just one night on my bathroom floor, done, done. And from that point
Damn.
forward, I haven't desired a substance ever since. Now, was I free right away? Like, no, of course not. You're feeling all the feelings you haven't felt, and you're trying to understand how to show up in the world, and your body's feeling a little weird. And so it's not like you just like feel like a rock star right away, right?
Yeah.
But because I had planted the seed of these spiritual practices, it that's the path I took right away in my journey. And so I went right into navigating my feelings and understanding what I was feeling and navigating what I like to call like mistaken beliefs. That's not my term, it's a very common term, but like mistaken beliefs, what I was believing about myself that just wasn't true, and
Or like limiting beliefs.
limiting beliefs. Yeah. And I was learning how to surrender and how to trust and how to forgive, all things that are very spiritual, right? And obviously, when I say spiritual, I'm just talking higher consciousness, I'm not talking religious. And so I
Yeah.
used those tools right away. And that became like the foundation of my sobriety journey. And I also switched the way I saw alcohol right away because I knew clear as day that alcohol was always going to keep me trapped and that I would never feel the way I wanted to feel if I was drinking alcohol. And so therefore I just didn't want it anymore. Like I like to set goals and achieve my goals, and if that's going to stop me from getting there, I'm not going to do the thing. And
Yeah.
so I was able to look at it differently right away. And so when I say like spontaneous miraculous, it was because it almost feels as if the desire for alcohol and the cravings for alcohol and the obsession about alcohol was immediately removed.
Hmm.
But what I was left with again were all those limiting beliefs, were all of those feelings, all those people I was resentful over. So I was still left with a lot of like work to do, but I didn't have to worry about the alcohol anymore. And
I
that
mean,
was
that's a big
huge.
alcohol is a yeah, like that's one factor that's like a huge like brick in the wall.
Yeah, it's designed. Alcohol is literally designed to latch onto you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
designed to be addictive. And so the fact that I was able to just let it go on my first try without ever going back to it is pretty incredible. But it was because I was so low, like I was so spiritually bankrupt that I was done. Like some people ask like how come you never relapsed, or like why do I keep relapsing, and it's like I
Hmm.
don't, it's not one's better than the other. Everyone has different journeys, and some people need
Yeah.
more lived experiences before they get their their clarity. But for me it was just like I was done and I was decided. And like I'm the type of woman that when I make up my mind I don't I don't really change it. Like I can be very black and white sometimes, and in that decision it was like I was done. And so when I coach people through, their own changing relationship with alcohol, it's like you just need to be decided. Like you need to decide that what's available for you is better than what you're currently living. Like you just have to make
Yeah.
the
You
decision
can't
to make that switch.
yeah, you can't be indecisive about it. You
You
have
can't.
to
You have to make a decision.
commit to. You have to
Yeah,
be committed.
exactly. Because it's not easy. It's not easy to suddenly stop drinking alcohol and just show up in the world and have no idea who the hell you are. Like nothing about it is easy, but you still
Yeah.
have to decide not to go back and do the other thing. You have to be willing to stay in the hard. You have to be willing to stay in the effort and not just revert back to like the easy button, which isn't easy because it makes life so much harder.
It's easy in the moment
Yeah.
when you take that first sip. and you
Yep.
feel the buzz,
That
and
release.
it's like,
Yep.
ah, there's that buzz again.
Totally. I know it well. I am not downplaying it. I know what
There
that
you
first
go.
hit feels like. Yep, I remember. I remember. And yeah, there were plenty of times. Again, I'm not a walking guru or like a walking Buddha. There were plenty of times where I didn't
Fucking
want to
Buddha.
feel the way I was feeling, but I did not let alcohol become an option. It just was not an option. I was not going to go back to it.
I
And so I
think you
had to figure out
really,
other ways.
yeah, I think it's really also about like seeing yourself as a new person that's like somebody that doesn't drink anymore.
Exactly.
Like, I'm
An identity
not a
shift.
drinker. Like, when somebody asks you, like, I'm not a drinker anymore. Like
Yeah,
that.
I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah.
I don't drink milk. I don't drink Coca-Cola. I don't drink alcohol.
You don't drink milk?
No, I don't drink milk. And I don't
Milk
drink
bloats
soda.
me.
Yeah, does a lot of people. I drink goats. Well, I don't drink cow's
Goat
milk.
milk?
I drink goat milk.
How's that?
Um, I love it. But it's not
Is
for
it
everyone. It's a
creamy?
little bit tangy. Yeah, it's creamy.
It's
It's
tangy.
a little tangy, so it's not for everyone.
It's
I
like
drink almond
cheesy.
milk. Yeah, it tastes like liquid cheese. Coconut milk, hemp milk, I drink all the like nut milks. But it's just you just add it to the list. It's just I don't smoke cigarettes, I don't smoke weed, I
Hmm.
don't drink alcohol, I don't drink soda. Like it's just there's certain things in my life I just don't do. And that's the end of story. There's no story to it, you know.
Is this what you mean by like conscious versus elective sobriety?
Yeah, so conscious and elective sobriety. So elective sobriety is you are choosing this for yourself. Like you are electing to do this. You're not being told you have to do this. You're not in the I should be doing this. It's like you are a decided human. This is what I am doing. Like, indecision is going to just destroy you on this journey.
Mm.
And then the conscious part of sobriety is seeing it so much, it's just so much bigger than simply stopping the substance, right?
Yeah.
If we like can really forward look at how our life is positively going to expand and transform and shapeshift when we remove this thing, if we're conscious about all that's available to us, then it becomes like you forward look and you look at the big picture versus being latched onto what you're missing out on or what you can't have or the deprivation or you're missing out on it. And so
Mm.
that you can be sober and you'll be miserable or you can be sober in a conscious way and design your life where it just doesn't fit anymore so that you can go be free, because there's plenty of people who don't drink alcohol that are not happy or not free, feel
Oh,
trapped,
yeah.
and then you might as well just keep drinking the alcohol at that point.
Nah,
Like,
don't do that.
no, don't do that. Don't do that. Your body wants the break.
For real.
Yeah.
So, what's next for you? What do you like? What do you see yourself in the next 20 years?
20. That's a big number. So in 20 years, I'll be in my late 50s.
Are
um,
you in your
I
30s now?
Yeah, I'm 37, and I'm just excited because I feel like there's still so much life ahead of me. The life expectancy used to be like 45, right? And so
What,
you,
like during the hunter days or what?
yeah, like literally. And so you had to like figure out your life at a young age, but we're in this time of life now where life expectancy is longer, and we can take a little bit longer to like
Well,
figure.
back then you didn't have to figure out your life. You
You just kind of
your
did.
life was figured out already. All you had to do was go find food and
Yeah,
procreate and build
not get hunted.
stuff. Yeah, like like your life was already figured out. Like,
Yeah,
where's my next meal coming from? That's
yeah.
it.
So now I feel like most people are almost in identity crises until their 30s, honestly. And so I kind of
I
feel like,
agree. Yeah.
yeah, my 30s has been a lot of self-actualization, self-exploration, trial and error. Well, my 20s was a lot of trial and error. But now I feel like, okay, cool. I'm pretty clear on how I want to feel, how I want to live, what's important to me, what matters most to me. I know what my values are. And so for me, service work is huge. I absolutely, I'm a pretty private person in terms of my personal life, but my journey and my coaching and my teachings and being like a motivational speaker, life coach, all of those things I'm very vocal about. So it's like I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. I'll answer all the questions, but I'm not going to show you behind the scenes on like what I ate during the day. Like
I mean, I think that's good with anybody, like in the public media, like anybody doing social media or anything public. Uh, I think that's an important boundary to have because I could only imagine like um, I know Mr. Beast is like freaking Mr. Beast, Taylor Swift,
mm-hmm.
Justin Bieber, like all these like ultra stars. Like, how do they even have like a public life? Anybody can just like
Mm-hmm.
find, like hack some stuff and find their location or
I know.
like
It's
that is the
wild.
scary part. So I think it's healthy to have that boundary between your public and private life.
Yeah. So, what's next for me is just continuing being a voice of this particular message because I absolutely believe that the pain I went through gave me my purpose today. It's crystal clear that this is what I'm meant to be doing is speaking about this and inspiring and uplifting other people. I love public speaking. I foresee myself doing a lot of public speaking events. I love writing. I foresee myself writing quite a few books. And just like keeping this going while also I love to play. Like I suffered for so long that now I want to play. Like I'm outside all the time. I'm in nature. I love to paddleboard. I love to go on the trails. All of it, you name it, water ski, like I do it all. And so that's important to me is also just having fun and not taking it so seriously. I mean, I feel like I have so much life left to live, but it's also a relatively short amount of time. So what do I want to get hung up on? What do I want to get stressed out over? Is that really important and worth my time? And connection is important to me and love is important to me and family and all of those things. So it's like knowing what my values are and then I live my life true to my values.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
uh,
Don't get me wrong. I have had plenty of times in my life where I've been so stressed and so overwhelmed and I take it so seriously and I don't know what the right next thing to do is. And what I've found is
yeah.
you can always change your mind. Who I was a year ago is different than who I am today. By a year ago today, I was engaged. Today,
Mm.
I'm not. Like, so
Oh,
life can
that's
change. Like
crazy.
you can change your mind. You don't have to stay doing anything that doesn't feel good and you can try out
Yeah.
things and maybe it'll work for a short amount of time and it's not forever. And my morning routine changes all the time. I'm not stagnant. I'm not like every single day is the same thing.
Yeah.
I've
Life
tried a
happens.
lot of different things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Create new experiences.
What does freedom mean to you? Or how does it feel?
Freedom to me feels like an exhale. Freedom to me
That feels
feels
good.
like, it feels like a complete breath of here I am. I have arrived in this moment and I am safe with my feet on the earth. I'm safe in this body that I reside in. And I trust that everything around me is exactly how it's supposed to be. And I'm not attached to the past and I'm not latched on to the future. I'm just here. And that to me is freedom because life changes so quickly. And I have spent so much time future focused and of course I'm not saying don't ever think about the future. Like I have to plan out my year for my business. I have to look at
Yeah. Like
financials. I just,
ambitions and stuff.
yeah, I
Yeah.
decide where I'm going to go travel. I'm not saying you don't look at the future, but to really just be safe and grounded and present in this moment and like being connected to everything that's happening around you to me is like Oh, I'm free. I'm alive. Awesome.
Yeah. Have you heard that quote by Eckhart
Mm,
Eckhart Tolle about like being present?
I'm sure, but if you have it or if you'd like to
Yeah, let me
read
let
it, I'd
me
love to hear it.
let me find it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said most humans are never fully present in the now because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this current moment. But then you
Mm-hmm.
miss out on your whole life, which is never not now.
Yeah.
It's always now.
Yeah. It's always now.
So that's something that I go back to when I feel like just all over the place. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
right, like you just have this moment to do something.
Just
So,
be here now. When I was saying earlier, I have many different forms of meditation. Like I don't always get into a seated position and close my eyes but sometimes I do get in a seated position. And the very first thing I do is I connect with the way it feels to be seated. I connect with the
mm,
sensation of my bottom on whatever I'm sitting on, and I feel that connection. But I also typically will go to the trails. I'll go on a walk
oh,
and
walks are crazy.
great meditation. And it's just like feeling my feet on the earth, and just like
Yeah.
tuning into the sounds and the smells and the colors around me and to the temperature on my skin and just getting so mindful of the present moment. And I typically, it's, I mean, I battle with like safety. So I typically go without my phone so that I can totally disconnect. But at the same time, like, better to go hiking with your phone so that you can like so it's kind of like, well, what's the best way to do it? But when I'm just going to my local trails, I always go without technology. And
Have
I
you had
just
like any crazy like safety moments that
I mean, I'm a traveler, so I've backpacker and things like that. So I have like a Garmin GPS walkie-talkie thing that I can ping for emergency purposes. I've never had to use it. um I've had a couple wild animal encounters that was
oh,
scary, but I'm fine. I've never had a situation where I needed to call for help or anything like
have
that.
you seen a bear?
I've seen bears. I lived in Hawaii for many years, and wild boars are
Hawaii?
big out there.
What island?
On Oahu.
Oh, the main island.
Yeah, the one with the biggest city.
Yeah.
So
I lived
wild
in
boars
Hawaii
are really
too.
big. Oh yeah, which island? On Big Island?
The big one, yeah.
Yeah,
I lived
yeah.
there for a year.
I love that all the islands are just so different from each other.
Yeah, that Big Island is like countryside compared
Mm,
to Oahu. Because I've only been to Oahu once when I was in the Navy. We were there
mm-hmm,
for, was it Pearl Harbor? We
mm-hmm.
went there for about a month and
Yeah.
it's too crowded. It's like you have like one highway and it's like
Mm-hmm,
always traffic jammed.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very congested for a small island.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of magic on the island and a lot of culture
Yeah.
and history. And I consider it home. I was raised on Oahu.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just like, I have a very long heartstring still connected to the island. And I lived there again as an adult. And I just recently went back for a visit. And just what does freedom feel like to me? I recognize now that wherever I go, there I am. So I'm no longer attached to the idea that I need to live in a certain place to be free. So it used to be like, I
Mm.
have to go back to Hawaii and then I'll be free. When I got off the airplane, I had this overwhelming sense of like, I'm here. It feels so good to be here, like that exhale, but I also didn't feel like I needed to stay there. Like my freedom wasn't dependent or reliant on me staying at this particular location. I could still come
Yeah.
back to Washington. I could still come back to this little cottage that I live in, even when the weather is poor, and I can still be free. so it's like
Yeah,
an
I'm the
internal state
same. I
of
don't
being.
have any like attachments to any. Like I consider myself like nomadic. Like I could
Mhm.
make home anywhere I
Yep.
go.
I have moved 15 times in the last 12 years. And I
Moving
could
is rough. Yeah.
moving is rough. I'm very nomadic. And now all I want is to just ground down and keep my feet in like one place. And so I was seeking a new something. I was just seeking,
Hmm.
seeking, 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 seeking. And now it's like, it's not that I found it, it's that I realized it's here, it's inside. I don't have
Yeah.
to keep seeking. It's like, it's how I feel inside. And 2024, hands down, has been my most like peaceful, internal, peaceful year of my entire existence.
Damn.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm 37. So anyone who's like, I'm too old. I mean, I don't consider myself old, but it's like, it's not too late to start. Like, people find freedom. I have clients that are in their late 50s, 60s. I had an 82-year-old client. Like, you can find freedom at any time.
What's that old saying? It's like home is where the heart is or something.
Mm-hmm. Home is where the heart is. Yeah. So you just have to create that space in your heart. And we create space in our heart by not doing things that hurt us and punish us, and by moving out those limiting beliefs and reframing the destructive thoughts, and really being intentional about our mindset and the stories that we tell ourselves. To go from addiction and like dependency on a highly addictive substance with low mental health to a sober woman does not mean I'm just going to fall in love with myself right away.
Hmm.
Self-love is a big concept, and it feels very out of reach for a lot of people, but there's just so many little micro steps and little micro shifts that you can make along the way. And then eventually you can fall back in love with yourself. Again, it might not happen right away, but it's absolutely available. It's available for everyone, no matter what traumatic experience you went through, no matter what your environment is like. I mean, there's people in prison who are like happier than people that are free in society. So,
I
you
mean, they're
know,
living for free, so
well,
they don't got bills.
what's your definition of freedom, right?
Yeah, they're living for free, so.
Yeah, I guess if we're talking money, but I wouldn't say being holed up like that is freedom. So,
Oh,
but
definitely not.
if they're free here, and, anyways, it's getting pretty ethereal here, but this whole like home is where the heart is. For you to feel safe in your heart, you have to create that space to land. And you create that space by moving all of that garbage out of the way. And it takes time and consistency and perseverance and dedication and recommitment over and over and over again, and just teeny tiny little small steps. Like, this isn't a journey for the faint of heart, and there is no easy button, and there is no instantaneous results. Like, you just keep showing up and you keep celebrating all those teeny tiny little wins, because those wins stack, and next thing you know, you're a free woman, you're a free man, you're a free human. Like, you're happy again, you're in love with yourself again, or at least you're in like with yourself again, or you're in tolerance of yourself again, but you're not punishing yourself anymore.
Yeah, and then when you finally love yourself, you could share it.
Mm-hmm. The way that it ripples out, like, you don't have to, I always say, you don't have to have a Tom Cruise on Oprah Winfrey's couch moment where you're just like, you know,
What was
exclaiming
that?
it.
Is that when he jumped on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
They made
You
like
don't have to
memes about
be
it.
loud and proud, and like, I'm out in my sobriety. Like, I'm a voice of sobriety. And so like, I'm a very loud and proud, like, open book. But you don't have to be any of those things. Just the way that you shift your own energetic vibration by coming back into love with yourself organically and naturally is going to start to impact the people around you. Just the way that you show up in the world and the iteration in which you carry yourself in the world is going to either like make people feel great, or it's going to repel them away. Like, I'm sure you walking down the street, you can just tell when someone's like in a really shitty mood and having a horrible day, right? Like, you can
Oh
feel their
yeah,
energy.
your energy. Yeah, The
Yeah. And
vibes.
so, yeah, your vibes. And so, like, you work on your own vibes. You don't have to go out and now be like a sober coach or anything like that. But you can certainly impact people just by working on yourself, working on your vibration and your energy. And then people around you are just going to kind of feel it and be like, what's her secret sauce? What's
Why are
she
you
on?
so
What's
happy?
she
Yeah.
drinking? Why are you so happy? And they're either going to not like it and they're going to want nothing to do with you, or they're going to be like, what's your secret? I want some of what you're
Yeah.
having, you
Some of
know?
that Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
With the Kool-Aid, give me some of that. And you're like, well, it's not alcohol. So
Is there anything you'd like to share with whoever's listening before we move on?
I think at the end of the day, we can hear these really great success stories. And it's possible to either be highly motivated and inspired and want to go take action right now, or to retract and to think it's possible for her, but it's not possible for me. And if you're in that place where you're saying, yeah, but you can do it, but I can't. I have all of these reasons why I can't have what you're speaking of. I can't have the self-love. I can't have the freedom. I can't have the sobriety. I would encourage you to ask yourself, is that really true? Why do you believe that? And do you want to continue hanging on to that story? Because miracles are available for everyone and they should be expected, and no one is excluded from this truth. That's my perception. And a lot of people would sign off on it. And so you can take it or leave it. Like, if you don't and you want to stay where you're at, you have free will. Do what you want. You're allowed to be miserable. You're allowed to be trapped. You can be all of those things. But if you're only there because you believe it's not possible for you, I just want you to challenge that. Because as long as you are willing to even just crack the door open, there's a space for you to go through. You just have to crack the door. If you keep that door locked shut, then there's just no way out, right? And as soon as you crack that door, it's like someone's going to be on the other side ready to pull you through, or a book's going to be on the other side ready to pull you through, or what, whatever, but the door has to crack. And so to anyone that's just like, it's just not possible for me, challenge that thought. Ask yourself if that's really true. Why are you believing it? And are you willing to just crack the door and see what's on the other side? And if you don't like what's on the other side, go back to where you're at. But it's just like,
Yeah, it's okay.
it's okay to be uncomfortable. It's okay to be scared out of your mind and still move forward. It's okay to explore what's on the other side, So I could go on and on about that, but I really want to just encourage people to do some introspection and to start having that sort of dialogue with themselves.
I think faith and spirituality really help too. Like
Mm-hmm.
I notice people who don't have a faith or spirit guide, they they feel more lost, they feel more stuck.
Yeah,
So I think even something in that direction, like taking a step towards faith or anything
exactly.
spiritual.
And that's really what it is. If you are safe in your closed door situation, it takes a lot of trust and faith and belief and surrender in whatever it is for you. Not talking religion, but it can be. Not talking God, but it can be. Not talking spirit, but it can be. Like, whatever it is for you, it takes a lot of those things to crack that door open. And I would go as far as saying it's a requirement. It's a
I
requirement.
think so too,
Otherwise,
yeah.
otherwise that door is going to close really, really fast. And
Yeah, you have to have some sort of faith.
mhm, you have to believe, because we can't know all the things. And
Hmm.
there's some things we just can't know ourselves into. We literally have to just
Even
trust.
if it's just yourself, have faith in yourself,
Wow.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, God, full goosebumps. Like, believe in yourself, believe that it's possible for you. Believe that you're stronger than you think you are, and that you can accomplish the hard things, and that you deserve to live the life that you want to live, regardless of all the things that you've done in your past and all the things that were done to you. You still deserve to be happy. It's your birthright.
Share something out of character about if my partner had an affair, I would.
Out of character. Well, out of character, because my first, what would I do? I would talk to them about it. I'm a very
Communication.
I'm a very understanding, compassionate woman. I'm not saying that shitty behavior is a green light or a free pass to do bad things and to hurt people. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I absolutely am always willing
Forgiveness.
to understand why
Mm,
or what happened or what was the decision making point, you know. So it wouldn't feel good. I wouldn't be happy about it. My feelings would be hurt, absolutely, but I would want to understand. And it wouldn't, it wouldn't necessarily mean it would be the end of the relationship.
have you
You
ever
know,
had to go through that?
I have gone through that actually. And I have had like
Then
cheated
the
on a
other one.
partner. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have been the person that's hurt the person. And it was like a tail between my legs, needing to explain my actions were not um, fair to you and they're hurtful. And I see that now, you know, but it also was my truth was I didn't want to be in the relationship anymore that I was in. And rather than being brave and trying to get
And
out of it,
leaving before, yeah. You
I
made
did,
a reason.
I took an action. Yeah. So in terms of out of character, I mean, out of character would be for me to like flip my lid and like, you know, throw all their stuff onto the
Cut
street. I
his
wouldn't do it, but
car.
I wouldn't like, yeah, like key his car, slice the tires. Like I just wouldn't do any of those things.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think cheating, uh, it hurts. It hurts the most when you like are actually in love with each other. I
Mhm.
think if you don't like care or if you just like the person, then it's like whatever, move on.
Yeah.
But when you like
Yeah.
actually have love for somebody,
I think at the end of the day, you know, the number one desire of the human being is to belong. And so
mm,
anytime that gets challenged, it's going to cause a disruption of your peace. And so, love or like feeling discarded is a feeling that no human wants to feel. So, it can be very painful to experience that. And it can be painful to be the one that causes someone to experience that feeling.
for me, after going through that hard time,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I feel like I've learned so much that now that if it happened again, I would move on like way faster than I did.
That's the beauty about lessons learned. You know,
Yeah.
it's like we need to have experiences to learn from so that we can grow. If we don't ever have trials in our life, then how are we supposed to overcome and learn from the mistakes and or the lessons and choose differently in the future?
Mm,
So life is not meant to be easy
sunshines.
or sunshine,
Yeah.
rainbows, butterflies. Like we have to have life lessons. You know, that's how we
Yeah.
grow and evolve and strengthen certain muscles and mindsets and
Yeah, there's purpose in the
totally.
suffering.
Absolutely. So it's like it's not great that you went through that experience by any means, you know. I'm sure you felt some really big feelings. However, now if it ever happened again, like you know how you would show up and that's great. It's you know, it's good to have that sort of growth-based
Yeah,
mindset. Mhm.
always. Well, I asked my guests the same final
Mhm.
questions. The first question is, what is your biggest regret in life?
That's a strong word. Especially coming off of what we just said, like we have to have
It's like the
trial and
opposite.
error. Yeah. Um, it's not necessarily regret. It's more
Hmm.
like this aching compassion for younger me, where I wish I could go back and give her permission to not be a people pleaser, to not fear disappointment, and to just like feel safe in her authentic expression of herself. Like, so I have all this compassion for younger me that was so confused. But I can't regret acting that way because it's all I knew. You only know
Yeah.
what you know until you know something new. And so that's really, I don't regret my alcohol use. I don't regret my drug use. I don't regret the relationships I've had. I've grown from all of them. I've learned from all of them. There are some cringeworthy moments I wouldn't have minded maybe not experiencing, like especially
Can
like
you
freshman year of college when I just
can you tell me a cringeworthy moment?
well, like freshman year of college, I was in a sorority, and like, you're
Oh
at all the
God.
frat parties and you're drinking all the cheap booze and you're just acting a fool and not respecting yourself. And, there are some moments where I'm like, well, I maybe wouldn't have done those things, but yeah.
What would you tell somebody who sees that as like freedom? Like, oh, like this is what I want to do as freedom.
They can do it. Free will. Do what you want. I'm
Yeah.
not here to dump an agenda onto anyone. If I am only here to help those who decide that they want to make a shift in their life. But I'm not going to judge you. I'm not making alcohol bad or wrong or evil. We can certainly take the facts, and we know that it is not good for the body and for the mind,
Yeah,
and
it's poison.
that it's literally poison. Like, we can take facts, but I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to tell you what you can and can't do, but I'm absolutely here to guide those who have made a decision and are seeking support. So if someone wants to live that lifestyle, like, okay, that's fine. I did. I had some
Yeah,
fun times, but eventually you just
me
decide, does it
too.
still work for me? Is this still how I want to be living, or do I want to do something different? Do I want to show up differently now?
Yeah, I got tired of that phase
Yeah.
like really fast.
Yeah. Takes a lot of energy to,
Yeah, you get worn out.
you stay up late, you're not sleeping well because your body has to detox. It
I don't
takes a
know how
lot of
people can
energy.
like keep it up. Like I know some people like in their 40s
Yeah.
still clubbing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I love clubbing. I just do it sober. I love dancing.
oh
I
really?
love live music. I am all good with doing all those
That's
things without
sober, yeah.
substances. Yeah. To me, that's freedom. Like, I'll get on that dance floor without a hint of liquid courage. It's
Man,
all organic courage.
last time I went clubbing was with my 39-year-old friend, and I felt so weird because there's
Yeah.
so many young, um, like younger, because I'm 29, he was 39, but there were so many like 25 and below
Mm-hmm.
people, and just girls trying to grind on you,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, what am I
Yeah.
supposed to do here?
Yeah.
And then
So
just a weird
you're like,
experience.
I am very, very selective on where I put myself. So
Hmm.
I'm aware of the energy around me, and is it what I want to be feeling? So, I don't really put myself in situations where I'm like, I don't match the vibe, but there are
Yeah.
times where I'll just like, be out with some friends and we'll pop into a place to dance and it's great and we have fun and then we leave. But yeah, you
Hmm.
can feel the energy. Like, there's a lot of not great energy. There's a lot of intentions that aren't great. And especially when you're not altering your state of being with any substances, you're much more susceptible to feeling those things.
Hmm.
And so I'm very aware of like where I put myself and who I surround myself with. But I also, like, I go live and I go have fun. And if I go into a club and it feels dirty and cringy and whatever, like, I know how to clear my energy. So
Well, it
I don't
was
have to like
actually a
avoid.
really, it was like a Omnia. If you ever been to Vegas, it was like an Omnia style club. Like
Oh,
just
wow.
the drinks were like $30 for
Yeah.
a freaking beer. It's just
Yep.
like what the
Totally.
fuck? It's
Yeah.
horrible.
there it is, and that's an industry that makes a lot of money. So
Yeah.
a lot of money pumping in that industry.
Who or what has made the biggest impact in your life?
Mm, there's a lot of key players in my life. Um, and they all come at different stages of my life. So, for instance, pre sobriety, I was introduced to my Reiki Master, who I was going to see for energy healing sessions. And she became like a confidant and a best friend and a life coach and a mentor. And at that point in my life, like she was just a pivotal contributor to that point in my life. And we're still friends today. I don't see her often. We don't talk often, but that relationship has been formed. It's like always going to be in my heart. And like my aunt is one of my best friends, and we're cut from the same cloth, and I can always count on her, and I trust her and I love her. And I'm very close with my sister. We're super different and yet so similar. And it's just the two of us. So no other siblings.
It's
And
just the two of
it's
us.
just the two of us. And
That
so
song.
there's a lot of people in my life that are very important to me and have contributed in a way that I'm so grateful for. Something that I say, I mean, like even my parents, like as different as we are from each other, they love me and they support me and they will always have my back. And they might not understand me and they might not agree with all my choices, but there's never been a question of love from my
Do you
parents.
still clash with your parents?
Oh yeah, we still butt heads sometimes. But it's not we don't fight or anything like that. I didn't grow up in a fighting family.
That's
Um
good.
yeah, and so something that I say, and that's just probably how I'll just like end the answer to this question, is that I am not a self-made woman. So when I hear someone say I'm a self-made man or I'm a self-made woman, I'm like, really? You didn't have a single person inspire you or mentor you or guide you or someone that you asked for advice? I am a multifaceted woman. I've had mentors, teachers, guides, therapists, healers,
Yeah.
friendships, family. Like I have had so many
It's like a
people,
culmination of
yeah,
everyone. Yeah.
like so much support to be who I am today. So, and then of course there's the mentors I've never met in person, like the Eckhart Tolles and the Wayne Dyers and the Marianne Williamsons and all those people that like their books changed my life. So
Yeah. I want to write a book that will change somebody's life one day.
totally, me too. We got it. Let's do it.
Make it what's it called? Like when you write books or like even like create content, it's like it's forever. Like
It's
it's
forever.
out there.
Yeah, every time I make an Instagram post, I'm like, this is going into the ethers.
Yeah.
Like this is my story, this is my truth, this is what I feel like sharing today, and it's going out there. We'll
Yeah, I
see who
feel the
reads
same
it.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going, honestly. It's like I just do it. Like I don't like I have goals, but I don't
Mhm.
hold on. I don't put too much like emphasis on the goals. I put
Mhm.
I put more emphasis on just doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just taking action every single day.
Yeah, like don't focus too much on the goals. Like you can have your goals as like, okay, this is something I want to reach,
Mm-hmm.
but what's more important is just doing
Yeah. That's a
it.
that's a good little like mic drop moment right there.
My next question is, what is one lesson that you had to learn the hard way?
I mean, it was probably my relationship with myself. Um, I had to have the relationships that I had. I had to have the alcohol journey that I had. I had to have the drug journey that I had. None of that was easy. Like none of those journeys were easy, but I needed to have all of those because I literally would not be who I am today if I didn't have all those things.
Yeah, I like who you are now.
Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Got some good vibes.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
What's something that you would want to experience in life if you had all the time and all the money in the world?
Hmm. Well, it's not out of reach, and I have no doubt that I won't go do this, but I have a fascination with the Mediterranean and with like the Greek islands and
Me too. That's weird.
yeah,
I really want
Italy
to go
and
to I do want to go to that party island once. Was it
Ibiza.
is it Ibiza in the Mediterranean?
I'm sure there's more than that one, but that's the first one that comes to mind.
There's like a part I might be Ibiza and there's another one where it's just
Mm,
like the whole island is just like
one
clubs
big
and
party.
and hotels. Yeah, it's like that's
Yeah.
how they make their money.
Yeah, I do love traveling. Um, but also for me, my priorities have really shifted where it's not so much where do I need to go or what things do I need to see, but it's really like, how do I want to feel? And for me, that involves just having a great group of friends and having, you know, my partner and family and all of that. So I
Yeah,
just,
the
if,
bonds.
yeah, the bonds are so, at the end of the day, you can have all the time and all the money, but who wants to be alone,
If you don't have any
you
bonds,
know?
yeah,
Yeah. So those are kind of my
that's true.
where I put my focus, cultivating relationships and connections
That's one of the reasons why I started a podcast, to be honest.
just to connect with people. That's why
Yeah, literally,
being
literally.
I love being on
It's like an
podcasts.
excuse to
Yeah, you just get to talk and connect with people. Whereas like I'll go live on Instagram and yeah, you're talking to
yeah,
whoever's
chat.
listening, talking to the chat box. Yeah. But there's something about the interaction that I thrive off of. So this is great. I mean, I really appreciate you having me on today and, you know, creating a platform for people to come on and share story and to form these connections.
Well, I plan on doing it for the rest of my life, so
Fantastic.
like I don't plan on quitting. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, it does mean a lot to me as well. So, is there any last thing that you want to tell whoever's listening?
I just, you know, at the end of the day, take what lands, leave the rest, and you can always circle back around later. Sometimes we have to hear the same thing more than once. Sometimes we're
Yeah,
not ready to receive it the first time that we hear it. And if anything really inspired you and got feelings moving through you, then take that as a nudge to explore it deeper and to ask yourself a lot of curious questions and to maybe take some action on it. So we said a lot of things in the last, you know, amount of time together, and it's a lot for any one person to process, but find the nuggets that really landed for you and maybe let them like inspire you into action.
and do people want to follow you somewhere?
Yeah. So I am on Instagram. My handle is at Lauren Fay Coaching. It's Lauren Fay Coaching. Sometimes people put an E in Fay. So Lauren Fay Coaching. My website's also laurenfaycoaching.com. And that's, you know, I'm not like a total behind the scenes, like I said, here's what I did this weekend and all of that. But there's certainly a lot of inspiration on the things that I post. And anytime I'm offering something or like when the book comes out, you know, that'll be the first place that I'll announce it. So follow me there.
Go
Follow
check
me
her
there if you
out.
want to be a part of the world. Yeah.
Go check her
Follow
out,
me there if you want to
everybody.
be a part.
And as always, stay curious. Don't give up. Keep going. You got this. Peace.
You got
Keep going.